Welcome to Tya Talk. I am David Strickle, creator of the Tya Mindset Practice. And I am going to talk about, we give names to things sometimes to really accurately describe. I like to get everything down to one word if we can, but there is a vibration that I have yet to find one word to succinctly describe. And it's the wouldn't it be nice vibration. We like to use that term a lot because wouldn't it be nice is appreciation of something that you want to have or do experience without need. Because I have come to understand, I've understood law of attraction my whole life, but I have come to understand that the things that we really, really want, very often we don't receive. And the reason that we don't receive the things that we really, really want, even if we're thinking about them all the time, because we learn about law of attraction and are in law of attraction teachings that when you think about something a lot, you become that thing and that actually manifests for you. But there's a lot of things that we really, really want that we don't receive. I can think about money is one that's a big one for a lot of people. I think about it all the time. I meditate on it. I'm saying affirmations all the time, and money just doesn't increase for me. What am I doing wrong? Well, what is happening is that the signal that you're sending out to the universe is more likely a vibration of it's not here. I want it. It's missing. I want to have this thing. I want to experience. I want it really bad. I think about it every day. I want it so much. And the message that you're sending or the signal that you're sending out there that you're broadcasting is I don't have enough money, or I don't have a lasting relationship that I want, or I don't have the body that I want. So when you're thinking all the time about what you want and the vibration of it's not here, you're going to continue to experience not having it. So to cure that, we have created this idea or this vibration of wouldn't it be nice? Because I have found over the years that the things that I set an intention toward and forget about show up. Not always at the same in the same timing, but eventually they all show up. Some things show up instantaneously, some things take time to manifest. And I realized that this buffer of time in manifesting anything that we want to experience is really all about our vibrational flow. I do think that it is possible to manifest instantaneously, but when you dip into the need of manifesting something instantaneously, I need it right now. I need to lose 30 pounds right now, tomorrow. Why isn't it happening so as fast as I want it to? I need to meet the love of my life, this weekend. When we think that we need something right now, well, we're obviously activating the vibration of need. We're not in that gentle, easy, confident, wouldn't it be nice space. So the wouldn't it be nice space allows the universal process of creation, which can include a span of time. And when you think about the perfection of the universe and the way that things are actually created, that span of time very often exists to ensure that we're actually ready for the thing that we want to manifest, for the thing that we want to experience. Because we all know the stories of people who manifest alignment or align themselves with winning the lottery, and they manifest winning the lottery, but they're not yet ready for all of that wealth, and it really disrupts their lives. And very often they end up just as broke or worse off than they were before they ever won the lottery in the first place, because that span of time wasn't there. It was this instantaneous, monumental shift in their reality that they manifested for themselves. They weren't really prepared for it, and they demanifested it. It's the experience they had. There's nothing wrong with it. But then if we look at an example like that, we can then appreciate the fact that the universal process of creation includes the buffer of time, that we are preparing ourselves. Are we really ready for this thing that we want to experience? Have we emotionally matured enough to be the receiver of something massive in terms of a shift in our lives? Very often also, you will notice that as people become wealthy actually by building it over time. They have a little bit of success, and then if they're really aligned with that and they're appreciating that, they'll manifest more success, and that just continues to build and multiply over time. The financial markets, definitely reveal that to us, that there are these ups and downs in the financial markets, but they always grow over time because the universe is expansive in nature. The universe is expanding all the time. The Earth environment is becoming a more sophisticated version of itself all the time. Humanity is becoming more sophisticated all the time. There is no going back to the good old days on any topic because we are continually becoming more sophisticated versions of ourselves. It's why we come to physical. So we come here, we have these desires that we want to experience, and the things that we want really badly, very often we're comparing ourselves to others who are experiencing those things. Well, look what they have. I want that. Why can't I experience that? I really, really want that thing. And all of this work that we do, excuse me, all of this work that we do that activates that vibration of need is the very thing that's holding it away. So the work, that's why in developing the Tya practice, notice that in the 4 pillars of the Tya practice, none of them have to do with hammering at trying to manifest anything. They really are about detuning all the stuff that tends to keep us in lower vibration, which tends to hold things away, which tends to keep us from manifesting the things that we want. Because when we're down below neutral, when we're down below 0 on the vibrational scale, then we're down there doubting and fearing and really kind of holding ourselves in a stagnant place. And if we take ourselves much further than that down the scale, then we are actually manifesting a lot of obstacles, a lot of problems in our lives. And you can take that all the way down to just living a life of complete despair. And we know there are people that operate at the bottom of the spiral. Usually, if they hold themselves at the bottom of the spiral for very long, they're going to manifest their departure from physical. We know that. Usually people go down a little bit, they manifest some spin outs and some destruction, and then they will ultimately allow polarity to pull them out of that period of their lives. And at some point, most people do look back and realize that a lot of their spin outs were actually in service of their advancement, or they're becoming a more sophisticated version of themselves. That's what the universal process of creation is going up into high vibration, creating desires, manifesting those desires, experiencing them, having polarity pull us back down in a lower vibration, have some things unravel for us, have some things that were once working beautifully, not work anymore. Think about relationships and businesses and things like that. Getting into a new job, you're so excited about it because you're new and it's all exciting and new, and you manifest a change and you're really happy about that. And then 6 months later, maybe sooner, maybe longer than that, you find yourself just as unhappy in that job as you were in the job you had before, or the relationship, or anything. We manifest and we demanifest because we're vibrational, because we are going up the spiral and down the spiral. We're moving through this vibrational flow all the time. So the Tya tools are about smoothing out that vibrational flow a bit, but ultimately allowing our general vibration, just like those financial markets, just to go higher and higher and higher. But they're doing that by going up and down, up and down, up and down. There's a peak and there's a correction, and there's another peak and there's a correction, and there's another peak and there's a correction, but you're going up. So as the stream says, your old high becomes your new low. And that's very true. When you use the tools and do the work, you will see that your life is generally getting better and better and better and better, and you are becoming a wiser, more sophisticated version of yourself. However, the big things that you want to manifest in that work sometimes still elude you, and that is because you have that vibration of need going on. So that's where we guide you to the tool. We have lots of Tya tools, but one of my favorite tools is understanding the vibration of wouldn't it be nice. Relaxing into wouldn't it be nice to experience that. I'm going to set this intention and I'm going to forget about it. And the reason they're forgetting about it, it sounds counter to everything people teach in law of attraction, because you're supposed to be that thing that you want to become. But if you can't authentically be that thing that you want to become through vibrational flow, meaning, when you're up here It's very easy to, yes, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am happy, and that's your daily affirmation, and you're in that space, and it feels great. And then you get out of your meditation, and then you get into your daily life, and the stressors of daily life and the matrix start, kind of um, surrounding you, and then suddenly you're starting to be activated more in that vibration. And then you revisit that idea that you think you need to be thinking all the time, and suddenly you don't believe it, you don't trust it. When you are up here, yes, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant, everything is great. And then, you try to revisit that thought when you're somewhere in the middle of the vibrational scale. And I don't feel so healthy today. I feel a little lethargic, or I'm a little achy, or, I've got these ongoing health issues and I can't seem to shake those. And I'm not wealthy. Look at my bank balance. I have to sit down and pay bills tonight and I'm dreading it. Or I feel very lonely, or, whatever it is. And then suddenly you're renegotiating all of that stuff, and you're changing up the signal that you're sending out to the universe, because you're not as able to believe that high vibrational stuff when you're not in a high vibrational space. And we all move through vibrational flow. So you're always going to go down in vibration. And if you're constantly revisiting your desires, you're going to be sending this very inconsistent signal out. So if you just relax into the wouldn't it be nice, that takes the pressure off. And the wouldn't it be nice, I have seen in my own life, and I've seen this happen for other people as well, the sort of set it and forget it intention toward a manifestation, towards something that you want. And by the way, everything is a manifestation. I see some things out there where people are talking about, I'm going to manifest. Well, we manifest everything. Everything is a manifestation. There's just a lot of manifestations that people don't want to claim ownership of. I would have never manifested that. Well, you did. If you experienced it, if you have it, if you are it, then that is your manifestation. So everything that we are experiencing is a manifestation. We are just focusing more on what are the things that we want? What are our desires? What are our intended manifestations? That's what we're really focusing on, because doing this work, the expectation is that we receive more of that and fewer obstacles. Really, in the Tya practice, we do receive fewer obstacles, but it's more about experiencing those obstacles differently, because we don't want to eliminate all of our obstacles. We can work toward reducing our obstacles, but we're not in a practice where we're in some belief system that we're trying to head into some perfect state of being where we have everything that we want. We never have any obstacles. That's not true. And that's not the purpose of being manifested physically. And it's not the way the universe works. The universal process of creation includes both what we would consider positive and negative. Although we have heard from the stream that the negative is just a vehicle from which to create new things that expand us. So therefore, to them, there is no negative. Everything is positive. Everything is positive, because the quote unquote negative things are really just inspiration for new creation. And if you start thinking of things like that, then you're not judging your obstacles as harshly, and thus you're not spending as much time in that lower vibrational space judging and fearing obstacles. So therefore, your default vibration is even higher. So receiving the things that you want, you can be much more efficient at manifesting and receiving the things that you want. But if there's something that you are wanting to experience and it's not showing up, it's always because you've got the vibration of need going on. You are not in alignment with that manifestation materializing for you. All creation is conscious creation first. So all creation is thought first. So you think about something, you dream up something, you witness something, you view something that you want to have or do or experience, and you say, I really want to have this thing. Well, teach yourself to look at that in appreciation, because that gets rid of all of the jealousy, that envy of, it must be nice and wouldn't it be nice, to me are two different things. I do hear people sometimes, you'll talk about something, I'm going on a vacation, I'm going to Europe, or I'm building a new home, or, we have this lavish, party coming up. And I will see people comment on social media, it must be nice. So there's a victim vibration attached to that. It must be nice, because it must be nice is sort of, I don't know what that's all about, because I don't ever get to experience anything like that. It must be nice to be you instead of me and get to experience that thing. think of how victim vibe that is. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to experience going to Europe on vacation? Wouldn't it be nice to experience building a new home? Wouldn't it be nice to experience having a big celebration for a wedding or a birthday? Wouldn't it be nice to have more friends that I really connect with? The wouldn't it be nice? It's just appreciation. That's the vibe that we're going for, is that appreciation piece. So looking upon something in just appreciation of it. I see a beautiful car. All I ever think is, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to drive it or experience it or just be able to sit and look at it? Wouldn't it be nice? I live in an area where there are a lot of expensive cars. And every time I see one, I just think that that's such a pretty car. And if it's something that I want to experience, and I don't want to experience all of them, I would think, well, wouldn't it be nice to have something like that, and leave it at that. And when and if it manifests, great. And if it doesn't, everything's fine as well, because I don't need that thing to be happy. I don't need that thing to be joyous. I don't need that thing to be an appreciation of my everyday life. I appreciate the car I have. The car I have now is 10 years old. I have a 10-year-old car that I love. It's beautiful. It's in great shape. There's a lot of things I appreciate about it. And every once in a while, I'll see a different car and think, oh, wouldn't it be nice? But then I think, well, gosh, it's nice to have this one. This one drives great. It runs great. I don't have any issues with it. It's not costing a lot of money. It's just a great car. So it's thinking about things in terms of, I appreciate where I am. There might be something that I would love to experience, but I am whole with or without it. Because the material things are just experiences. The material things are just things that we experience. They flow in, they flow out, just like our entire physical experience is temporary. We move through the experience, and part of our journey is going to include certain things, but it's certainly not going to include everything. And then when you start thinking about, well, what would it really be like if I had everything? Well, you can't enjoy anything if you have everything, because you're too busy managing and worrying about having all of this stuff. So it really isn't about who has the most stuff. It really is who's enjoying their day-to-day life, who is finding joy and appreciation and an abundance of love of self and love of the expansion that we manifest in this experience. That's happiness. That's true joy. The concept of you've got to have more, be more, look younger, be more attractive, all of these things, that's all matrix. That's all ego-driven matrix. And we see how society gets so fixated on that. The people that have the most followers are considered the most beautiful people that have the most stuff, and everybody wants to be that. So that all of these people follow them on social media and hang on to their every word. And then you hear about things in their personal lives where they're really spinning out, because they are human also. They may not be presenting that on social media, but somehow if they're famous enough, anytime they slip up in any way or have any kind of negative thing or unwanted thing going on in their lives, everybody knows about it. It's plastered all over the place all of a sudden. And I think there's almost a relief felt across many that, hey, they're human too. They are having a human experience now. They're getting divorced. They're sick. Their child is, something's going on with their children, whatever it is, financial problems. We hear about all that stuff with celebrities, but then we turn right around and put them back on that pedestal as this person is who I want to be like. And how much joy is there really in wanting to be someone else or more like someone else, or wanting to have all of these things that you're not able to manifest? It's going to be very, very frustrating. So changing the mindset toward one of, I appreciate that anything that I look upon and appreciation I can experience, and it's magical when I do. But I know the key to happiness is to be joyful where I am. And that does open the door for more things to flow in, because you are in that joyful appreciation state, as opposed to need. That need state will get you every time. That need state will keep you in that perpetual state of need until you suffer in it enough, detune the judgment of it, and then find yourself moving out of that period. So whatever you're suffering in right now, we all have some little thing that's going on. So whatever it is that you're suffering in, go deeper into appreciation of it. And when you go deeper into appreciation of it, you will see that the universe will conspire to solve that for you. And then soon that experience will just fade away and you will have moved through it. And you will have become a more sophisticated being having moved through that experience. Now you know what it's like. You can identify with others who have had it. You understand the meaning of it. You understand the depth of despair that perhaps it guided you to. But you moved through the experience and you moved out of it. And it feels so good to move back up into higher vibration, having moved through a spin out experience. Now I'm a totally different person. I'm in a totally different vibration. Your mindset will make you that. You will be a completely different being when you shift your mindset around any and every topic. You can be a different being on any topic. You can be a different being on all topics because you have the power to shift your perception, i.e., your experience of everything that's going on around you. So anything that is dragging you down, that's triggering you, that's bothering you, identify that, go into what the root of that is, especially when you're in a higher vibrational state, revisit that stuff. Why am I always triggered by this? Why am I always getting drawn into this type of conversation or behavior or experience? Because you are creating the reality. And when you claim ownership of that, then all of a sudden you realize you've got some work to do. Wow, I'm creating this. So how do I move through it and out of it? You move through it and out of it by appreciating it. This mess was my manifestation. And so I can appreciate exactly where I am. I can detune the fear and detune the judgment, which is always ego-driven, lower vibrational thought. And I can move into the source perspective of it, which is appreciation. And in my appreciation of it, appreciating it authentically the way source does, then it just shifts. The whole thing shifts and things solve themselves. And in the solving of those things, you are expanding as a being. That's the process of creation. That's why we come to physical. I talk about this stuff all the time because it's so opposite of everything that we're being taught in the Matrix. But those of us that are practicing and those of us that are doing this more and more and more, we're seeing it transform our lives. That's what the Tya practice is all about. Utilizing those 4 pillars and this whole set of tools that we create to manage life very, very differently. And in doing so, we learn how to allow more of the things that we want to become part of our experience. And the best advice I can give is the wouldn't it be nice vibration, as opposed to the I've got to hammer this and try to make it happen. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you to those of you that were on live. I appreciate you watching. And I will be back Sunday morning for Sunday Soul Food. And of course, every Wednesday here, 9 a.m. Pacific for Tya Talk. Thanks.